Ending now moment in the existence that is known as the creation of all that is. I'm your host, Larry Locken, with the Larry Locken One Channel. Today we have a very interesting guest, ladies and gentlemen. He has a lot of information to go over, and it's really going to be interesting. Not sure we're going to be able to get all this in one show. He's got a lot of things to say, and this is kind of a unique field that I've never had a chance to talk to anybody about it, and I'm not really familiar with it. But we're going to go ahead and talk to him. Bruce Martin, how are you, sir? Um, you are in South Dakota, and it's true you are a master of quantum energy healing services. You're a personal health harmonizer. Um, yeah, there's really a lot to talk about with that. What I would like to know first of all, though, is what got you started. I mean, what brought this into your awareness, your consciousness, this sort of work? Okay, Bruce, are you there? Hey, Bruce. Hey, Bruce, are you there? We've had some
Yep.
technical. Okay, hey, what I was telling everybody was that you're a master of quantum energy healing services. You're a personal health harmonizer. It's my understanding that you work with frequencies. My understanding is that one of the things that you do is that you help people. You help me, if they're having problems with frequency levels in maybe a certain room in their house or their entire house. You're able to kind of help them adjust that as well as empower them to, kind of keep that frequency at that level where they want it. Sound about right? I'm not real familiar with the field, to be honest.
You're really close, really close.
Okay.
Yes. Um, the the frequencies change depending on what's going on under the ground level. So so the fluctuation of the energies from room to room are likely because of underground running water, and it can change with the dry spell
Oh man.
energies, low frequencies.
Yeah, well, I got to tell everybody out there, we have had a heck of a time getting going here. I mean, I've had glitch after glitch after glitch, and I'm still having them. But hopefully, this works out. There's quite a bit of good information here. I know you sent me a lot of information. You're into, qigong, Reiki, white light healing. That was really an amazing meditation that you gave me before we went on air. It helped calm me down a little bit. It probably helped me not to pull what little hair out I have left getting this show ready. Um, so, what kind of who? How do you come across prospective customers? I mean, what sort of people? I mean, how did what I'm saying is how did you build the base that you have? I know you work with people in Vermont, you work with people in South Dakota, where you're out of. Um,
Right,
right.
right. I believe from just my entire adult life, I've been an entrepreneur, primarily in photography, and
Okay.
so I'm a people person, and I look for opportunities to be able to speak to people. I observe what's going on around me, catch them sometimes a little bit off guard,
Mm-hmm.
but find out. I could. This goes back to seventh grade, and this kind of is the start of it all.
Okay.
I was reading books, and uh, there was a contest. There was like we're supposed to read a certain number of books during seventh grade, and so I didn't like reading,
Mm-hmm.
and I discovered that mysteries were the thing that I was most interested in. So I read all tons of Nancy Drew, Hardy
Mm-hmm.
Boys, anything I could get my hands on, and then I found Sherlock Holmes,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the start of it all. So the message that I got there that I wanted to do through the rest of my life was use the powers of observation to determine a person's existence, what they're doing in life.
I wondered how you tied
And
Sherlock Holmes and okay, I wondered how you were tying Sherlock Holmes because a lot of the messages you sent me had you were referencing a lot of his work and yeah, I love him too. I like his detective ability, his detective skills. So you okay, I see the power of observation thing. Now a lot of it makes sense what you were telling me. Okay, okay, yeah,
yeah, detective work. So that's what I'm
right.
involved in now is detecting
Mm-hmm.
people who are in need of increasing their health
Okay.
and who are open to it. So I reach out to those people, and if they respond to me, then we establish a relationship, and it continues from there. And so depending on who it is and where it is and how it is, because of the way the energies work, they can be done remotely. So I'm not locked into my own personal town, so to speak.
Yeah, I bet that.
I
Yeah,
can literally go anywhere. So
yeah, that wouldn't be very productive, would it? I mean, I doubt that. Yeah, South Dakota's a pretty small area. I know, but my dad's from there, so yeah, it's not much
it
going
is
on.
small. I mean, the town I'm in is 22,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
um, and you can only go so far
Yeah.
in marketing any type of business
Oh, for sure.
with
Yeah.
that limited base, uh, and then limited in the mindset as well. So in order to get outside of the mindset, you have to expand out into other areas and other businesses and other personalities and people who are studying different things. They're looking for ways to improve their lives, and you find them in all over Facebook in
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank God for the
different
internet.
groups. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how we met, just through the Dragon's Breath group, and so
Mm-hmm.
that group has been very beneficial for
Mm-hmm.
me in my development because of the ability to add power to the energies.
Oh yeah. I mean, before the internet, you would have been locked into. I mean, you know what I mean? It's opened up a vast amount of opportunities. The people that complain about the internet, I don't get it, man. I would have never met you. I would have never met you. Everybody I've met, thousands upon thousands of people, over the last, I don't know,
Exactly. I mean, you
15
have like
years.
4,000 friends. I have a couple
Yeah,
thousand friends,
right,
and
right.
and I deal with you guys, more than I do with the people around me in my town.
Oh, for sure. I think that goes without saying with most of us, to be honest with you, because we're all kind of in I mean, we all have our different niches, but it's like a community. I mean, we're alternative, but we're kind of more and more becoming the mainstream. More people are awakening to, a lot of the diversity and a lot of the open-mindedness that and there's a lot of diversity within our community. I mean, too much to name, really. I could go off, but I know that you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm finding that my base is primarily from my uh, colleague and associate
yeah.
and co. Um, uh, we're in a venture together, and we've been working together for 6 years. She's a life coach, and she
Okay.
has classes, and she brings the people in, and then
Mm-hmm.
she allows them to choose my services, and through the tuition that she gets from them,
Mm-hmm.
then she pays me. So
Yeah.
they have an opportunity to experience what happened just with us today.
Mm-hmm.
We do 2 sessions, and then they can choose themselves how to proceed from there, and doing a private pay
Okay.
situation.
That's a good arrangement,
So
man. That's a damn good
yeah,
arrangement. Yeah.
it's a great joint venture. It helps
Mm-hmm.
both of us. She couldn't get as far as she could with them teaching them, because
Mm-hmm.
what happens is the energies open up everything. It opens up their home so that they're not bombarded, they're not stuck. They try to move forward and they're stuck. So the energies unstick them, and they're allowed to move forward without pain, without anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and have the freedom to know that they're going to be in a new comfort zone. And so that comfort zone is a love zone from Jody to her clients, to her students, and it just passes through because the energies facilitate that. Our goal is to head towards unconditional love. She's got the tools to teach the people, and I have the tools to open them up so that their ability to observe themselves and their surroundings in a non-confrontational way. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not looking to change people's lives that they don't want to be changed. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like going through a hypnosis kind of a thing. They
Right.
have total control over what they receive, but it's all for the highest good.
What problems
And
what problems do you find when you work with a new client? What is it that causes them to need your services? I mean, what kind of what is it what is usually the environment like in their home, that might provoke them to need this kind of, this kind of
okay,
service?
so the basis of everything, what I detect is the energy, the
Okay.
frequencies that are coming into the homes or into their work situation. So
Okay.
those energies are coming from the earth, and they're low frequencies typically. And so it's opposite of, most people have heard of Sedona, Arizona, and they have
Mhm.
positive vortexes there.
Mhm. Of course,
So
yeah.
it's kind of like a healing retreat center, so that people can go there and
Mhm.
experience the healing power of a positive vortex, and that's a
Mhm.
spinning vortex
Oh
of
yeah.
energy that's in a location,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's isolated to a small location. So they walk in, and it's like a whirlwind of energy that immediately relaxes them, and it
Wow.
gives them physical, mental, emotional, spiritual energies
Mhm.
that their body can use.
Yeah. That's my
The
dream,
the
yeah.
drawback on that is that they will go back to their home, which is a low frequency. That's
Mhm.
what it sets me aside from all other healers, is that I'm able to detect those frequencies and then send energies to raise those frequencies. And when that happens,
Mhm.
they start healing. It allows them an environment for self-healing.
Mhm.
So the low energies that are coming into their homes, for example, in my town,
Mhm.
which is probably the lowest average of energies of all towns in South Dakota,
Okay.
we have a lot of sick people here. And the
Mhm.
reason is there's underground running water,
Mhm.
there are aquifers, there are soil changes. There's also fault lines that cause that, but we don't have fault lines here. There's one um, probably an hour away from here, but it's a minor one. It's not like what you see on the West Coast.
Right, right.
When you have a major fault line there, they send up very low frequency energies as well. But we're inundated by the running water
Mhm.
and the aquifers and the soil changes. So on a scale of 0 to 20,
Mhm.
11 being neutral,
Mhm.
above 11, those energies, the frequencies are high enough to support the self-healing of the body. They
Okay.
actually infuse alkalinity into the body, which is a natural healing thing. So if your diet, food, and water are more alkaline,
Mhm.
you're not going to be acidic, and your body's going to be able to respond faster to anything that comes at it, all the toxins that are out there, all the diseases that are out there, all the infections that are out there, and it builds the immunity to increase the alkalinity and your frequency. So as those frequencies are below 11, you're actually being infused with acidity, and the um, the frequencies
Mm.
are blocking your chakras, which are your energy centers on the
Mm.
outside of you. They're draining the body
Oh
of
man.
its reserves, and eventually, over time, will cause sickness. And it could be anything from physical to mental to emotional to spiritual.
Hmm.
All of those things are affected. Everybody has their own weakness. So, depending on what their weaknesses are, how long they've been exposed to those levels, how low those levels are.
Yeah.
For example, an aquifer will give you an average of about 7.
Okay.
Well, it's going to take a lot longer time to affect the person when they're in a 7 level versus a 5 or 4 or a 3 level. 5 is what the average is here in my town,
Okay.
and people can
Yeah.
get fibromyalgia and things like that
Yeah.
within months.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long to drain the body and block the chakras. And if you don't have the energy, it's like blocking your artery. You're not going to last very long if your arteries are blocked, right?
Right, right. You know something? When you were reading, or I'm not going to say what the number you gave was, but when you were reading my house and you were reading my son's house, I didn't know the scale, but it was just staggeringly resonating. It's like I told you, I don't know anything about this subject really, but I'm telling you what you just said, the number you gave, my guys were telling me he's pretty much dead on with that. And yeah, I'm not gonna tell the audience what the numbers were on that 11 scale, but yeah, man,
Well,
that was
no,
a good read.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
personal matter. So
yeah,
if people want to divulge that, they can. But it just
yeah,
knowing that 5 and below are very, very detrimental
yeah.
from birth on. I mean, your home, it's something that I can read
Mm-hmm.
at any time of your lifespan. That's where the
Now,
quantum energy comes into play, and because quantum physics is time and space are of no essence. And so I can affect a house in Germany same way I affected your house
yeah,
today in Oregon, and I'm sitting in South Dakota.
right.
And it's immediate. It doesn't take any time at all. It's now, and it's anywhere. So that's the beauty of this energy healing, and being able to detect those energies any place, anytime, whether it be the home, the workplace, whether it be the person, their life
Mm.
force energy level, their chakra levels, even their pets. I detect energy, low energy. They say my pet is not feeling so good.
Right.
So where should he be? Well, on a scale of 0 to 25, I give that for pets, and for people, I give a scale of 0 to 50 for their life force energy level. And pets could be somewhere in the high teens, like 15 to 20. Well, when they're getting older and they're getting sicker and they're getting things like diabetes, or their joints are starting to fail, well, those energy levels drop from 15 to 14 to 13 to all the way down to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hurting. They're physically, they can't get around. Their digestive functions aren't functioning right. I send energies, and that 7 goes up to a 14 in a matter of 10 minutes.
Okay.
And when that energy frequency raises in that pet, it's going to make their body function better, because they have more energy, for all the functions to operate properly. And it's immediate, and they get better, and
Okay.
they walk around and act normal.
Okay. Okay.
So it's not just people, it's pets. And people can really identify with their pets, because
Oh, sure.
that's like their children.
Oh, definitely. Oh,
Whether they have children or not, they're additional children in the family, and they love them
It
as
hurt.
much as children.
Yeah, it hurts just as much to lose them as a child. Really, it does. I'm still not over my guy. Yeah, yeah, it's hard,
And
man.
they're affected by the low energies as well.
Yeah.
Cats are kind of more phenomenal. They kind of take on energies of their owners,
Mm-hmm.
and they probably try to take away the bad stuff of the owner.
Oh, totally. Yeah, mine did for years. They kept me afloat for a lot of years of depression through the three of them. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they were there for me. Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 50 for people,
Mm-hmm.
50 being the maximum life force energy level
Right.
that we would have on this 3D environment
Sure.
of Earth.
Yes.
And so people tend to be somewhere around the 20 to 30 level. That's kind of an average. They're okay, but they have some problem, because the energies around them that they live in and work in are low, and they could have a low energy at work, and it could be, say, 5, and they could have a higher energy at home. It could be a 7 or 8 or a 9,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to get home as soon as they can.
Right.
They don't want to go to work, because
That makes sense.
those
Yeah.
low energies, I don't know if you felt it in your house, but people say, when I have low energies, and then I feel and understand the difference of having those frequencies raised up.
Mm-hmm.
They go, wow, this place is dense. It is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I don't want to get anything done. There's clutter built up around
Oh,
me.
man. Yeah.
Undone. I just have no desire, no inclination to accomplish anything. But yet, when I go to another place,
Mm-hmm.
I'm energized.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
good. I want to get things done. And when I get things done, I feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference between low energy feeling and high energy feeling?
Yeah, I was going to ask, man, if the clutter played into it. We hadn't got into whether that environment, I mean, whether it's clutter, you got a dusty, dirty house. I mean, that stuff obviously must play into it. Hey, when you were mentioning going to another place, do people ever take those energies with them? Like you mentioned at work, they go home.
That's a good question. I get that a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, man.
People say, well, the people before us, the husband killed himself and the wife was trying to hurt the kids.
Yep.
And so did they leave their energies in the house? No. Did they take those
Okay.
energies with them?
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Because the earth energies are so strong, they stay where they're at, and the strength that I have with the energy sending overpowers those. But if I stop sending for a period of time, then the earth takes over. So the people have their energies. Yes, we have our own situations interchangeable with each other, where the person that I don't like that drains my energy is an energy vampire, so to speak.
Yeah.
They have low energy because they are living and working in low energy situations, and it has affected them emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, and so they become a drain. The low energies cause the situation to where they're narcissistic, right?
Right.
And then those people put their energies on other people, and they feel it no matter where they're at. But that's a different style of energy interchange between people than it is from the earth coming in and affecting the people.
Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying that. So I guess maybe you answered this, but so is there anything to this where people will move into a house where there was a murder that happened at that house? Does that energy stay there or no, or what's the deal with that?
Well, they will have bad experiences because
Okay.
we have a building a block from us.
Okay.
And it's called the Goss. It's an opera house, and the energy there is a zero. That is just detrimental to anybody who spends any time there, working there, living there, whatever. It has a history of bad history, of fire, of death, of killing, of all kinds of
lovely
drama between the workers.
No.
And it's documented over 100 years.
Boy, that sounds exciting. God, man.
And so the energy stay there. So anybody who comes in is going to be affected. And depending on how strong they are when they come in, how long are they going to last before they're really affected?
Okay.
Before they say, I just got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so if they spend more time in an environment that's friendlier for them, that's supportive of their self-healing, they're going to come out of it.
Okay,
and
so
people why do people go on vacations?
Yeah.
I mean, so they get re-energized.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Vacate.
Mm-hmm.
Vacate your existing location to get re-energized. That's what vacations are.
Yeah, it's funny you would say that.
They have to face it all over again.
Well, you mentioned
they don't know why. They don't know how to do anything about it. And the people who are into energy healing can figure out some of that. But I don't know of anybody else who actually reads the energies, detects them, and then changes the level, and then detects the new change, and then tells them, this is what the new level is, how do you feel?
Yeah, no, not. I've never heard it broke down that way. No,
you felt more relaxed, right?
Right. Yeah, you mentioned the word vacate. Vacate. You mentioned
pain levels go down.
Yeah. Well, so I got two things for you really quick. The vacate. You mentioned vacate, like vacation. Well, it's funny. I'm going to be doing a show sometime later on about words. The play on words, vacate, and what they mean. But do you think that your healing services would help a hospital out? Because man, there's a lot of negative energy sometimes at hospitals because people pass away all the time. I mean, I'm just wondering that seems like it'd be quite a task.
Our hospital here is an average of about 3.2. It maybe has some high levels of around 5, and has some low levels that are closer to 2.
Depending on what wing you're in.
Um,
Okay, gotcha, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and which new edition and all that. So
Uh-huh.
people actually do get sicker when they go to the hospital, but most hospitals do not have high levels of energies.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, man. I'm just,
Because nobody
yeah.
knows how to read them. They don't know. A lot of things have been built in the old days, like in England and so on,
Mm-hmm.
where they have a knowledge of energy
Mm-hmm.
and they know about ley lines and Hartman lines and things like that that are strong energy forces in the earth. And they, people gravitated around them, built monuments and Stonehenge and all that kind of thing.
Right.
The terrestrials can hone in on that and say, okay, here's the heart chakra of the earth.
Okay.
Example, I don't know where it is, but it's I've heard different places have been pointing different main chakras of the earth.
Stonehenge,
Like
yeah. Stonehenge. Have you heard Stonehenge being one of them? Is that the possible heart of the earth? Maybe. Nah. I'll have to get into that one.
it's on one of the ley lines. There's main ones
Okay.
going through England.
Okay.
That's where it originates from.
Okay.
Where we find pyramids, and they're finding
Yeah.
pyramids more and more all over the world.
Oh yeah. Oh man, are they? Yeah, man. They were everywhere throughout our universe,
The
even. Yeah, man. I mean,
structure of the pyramid is such
yeah.
that the top third of it has all of the vibrational frequency powers in it. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes a portal
Yeah.
of sorts for information, for transportation, teleportation, all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
frequencies is everything is energy, and
Mm-hmm.
energy has frequencies. And people say, well, how do you read this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a bit of a story. The
Yeah.
detection. I think I need to revert back to my four modalities. White light
Okay.
is one of them. I learned that like 40 years ago from a teacher. She was teaching Christian women's groups
Okay.
white light therapy for self-healing and for healing others. That was
Okay.
the premise. But she was able to go so deep into it is that she would teach people how to astral travel.
Fascinating.
I didn't
Okay.
know what
Okay.
that was.
Yeah, I could use that.
But I did know that I did that in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I had certain powers,
Mm-hmm.
extrasensory powers, from history through family and that kind of thing, that we had some premonition abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah.
ability to heal people, no, the ability to send healing energies to people, because we're not the healers, we're the conduits.
Yeah.
It's all vibrational frequencies, but it
Mm-hmm.
starts with white light. And she was
Absolutely.
comparing the white light. You can compare it to anything you want to compare it to,
Mm-hmm.
but it's universal energies
Yep.
from the universe. And in the Christian world, it's very easily to say the white light is the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're using prayer and that kind of thing, you're utilizing white light, the power of healing for yourself and for others.
It's absolutely
Well, she's
amazing.
broken
Yeah,
down
it
into
is.
more specifics, and so it's like, okay, if you want to say you need a new car,
Right.
and I did that because I was in Germany, she was in Arizona,
Yeah.
and she said, well, yeah, you need a new car. And so she said, well, program every single little detail and meditate on it,
Mm-hmm.
and keep thinking, even if you have to write it down and put it in different places in your home. This was like in 1981, man. Was the secret ever invented then? Was the power, the law of attraction ever invented then? No. Nobody ever heard of that. She just called it programming. You're programming your intentions into white light. Okay, and then let the universe bring it to you.
Wow.
The power of light, I learned 40 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. That's when you brought it up to me, I'm like, man, yeah. I found a meditation one time when I was kind of really I'm not suicidal, but on the brink, and I was guided to it. And it's an amazing. It's amazing. It really is. It's an amazing healing
I
energy.
listened to it. It was good. It used
Yeah.
other colors, which is good. He was using the colors of the rainbow,
Mm-hmm.
which are actually the colors of the chakras.
Thank you. Yep.
And it was good. I liked how he did that. It was a lot of it was very similar to when she
Mm-hmm.
introduced guided meditation to me with the white light.
Yeah.
But he was many, many years behind her.
Oh, I would say.
She got to the point where she was going to the Philippines
Right.
in the early 80s to observe psychic surgery.
Oh, okay. So she's been in the game a long time, man. Wow. Like, yeah, way before the internet. I mean, when
Yeah.
when people in our community were looked like fruit were at, they were looked upon like fruitcakes by the mainstream. I know, man. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, seriously.
So she had to be, choose her words carefully
Oh, I
for the
bet.
people she was with.
Oh, I bet. I bet
Because
real
it's so
carefully.
easy for a religion or a group to discount something that seems in the old days was, witchcraft or
Right. Oh,
evil
yeah.
or
Oh, of course.
whatever.
Yeah. Burn the
Demon
witch. Burn the witch.
or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But the idea behind it all is it's always for the highest good of all.
Yes. Yeah.
And no harm can be done. You cannot. It's kind of like with the medical profession, they have Hippocrates saying, "Above all, do no harm."
Right. Right. Yeah.
But they do. They don't
Yeah.
follow it, and they're just sabotaged by the pharmaceuticals. So
Oh.
anyway,
Oh.
just
Yeah.
like that.
No. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's a not. Yeah. That's a not non. Yeah. We can't. Yeah. We ain't gonna tackle that one.
I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
So everything is being an energy worker. You have to create and follow the nomenclature, the language that is safe, a safe zone to be in. So you're not
Right.
attacked and taken away or taken out by FDA and the farm and anybody who's in it for the money, because this is a people power thing. It's energy. It's not, although money is energy exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Money is
Mm-hmm.
energy exchange for a service.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
just not thought of that way. So yeah, the power of the white light, and then it goes into about 16 years ago, I got into Qigong, and that's the Chinese 5,000-year-old ancient, oldest known medicine to
Okay.
Earth.
Yeah. I'm not familiar
And
with
it
it.
was all
Okay.
energy medicine. Qigong is energy medicine, and you don't need any tools for that.
Right.
That's movement of the body to create a flow of energy that brings in energy from the universe, that brings in positive energy, and then it has the theory of wherever you have pain,
Mm-hmm.
or if you have a trapped emotion that causes pain, that causes an issue, a health issue. Well, what's happened in their theory is that there's an accumulation of energies, added and added and added. Well, it can be from the earth, it can be mental, emotional, spiritual energies that are taken on and not gotten rid of. So they like to take the old existing energies out, the stuck energies, move them out with their hands, plucking it out or cutting it away. You just don't do the cutting away around the head area. But you do those things, and then it kind of, how you have a cut and then you have a scab. You take the scab away, and it opens the wound again. So there's a cavity there. Well, you're doing that energetically. You're taking away something energetically. So now you have to replace it with good positive energy. So you put energy back into that spot that you worked on. That's Qigong.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. That sounds great. Yeah.
So I teach people how to work on themselves besides what I do, because what I said, every 10 days is when I would do a session with you. That's typical. Or once we raise your frequencies, then I'll go every 2 weeks. And then if you are able to manage your own energies pretty well, but still have some issues or don't know or don't want to do the work, then once a month or once every 3 months. But but something has to be done with those earth energies to keep the earth from coming back with those low frequencies. And most people aren't able to accomplish that. So that's why I step in and stay with the person, guide them along in the journey of raising their frequencies to a higher level of consciousness. It's just not a physical 3D thing anymore. Now it's levels of consciousness where we're going from 3D to 4D to 5D all the way to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
And in that process, somewhere there's a numerical level that I work with. Instead of 50 being the top level, then we go to 70, 90, 120, 150, 200. Above 200 is where you've attained that level of self-love that's unconditional. That unconditional love is equivalent to the white light. It's God's love, and it's spiritual. It's not physical.
Okay.
Unconditional love is not a physical love.
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't think so. No. Uh-uh.
No. So now we're getting out beyond our realm of existence, our physical realm of existence.
Mm-hmm.
We've tackled the low energies at its source, which is the earth, and now we're tackling the energies of the body and raising those frequencies so they're functioning well. And now we want to raise the spiritual level. That's where it all leads to.
These are all steps of ascension, I take it, right? I mean, you start with
yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that I like it broke down that way. That's great. Okay.
And different people have different ways of explaining it.
Yeah,
I heard Dave say something about octaves. People operating at lower octaves rather than dimension. So he's kind of replaced that concept in my mind over the last 3 weeks. And it's like, okay, I'm not raising my dimensional level, I'm raising my octave level.
Yeah, right.
Well, octave are key notes of music. And so those are all frequencies as well. So it's a matter of raising your frequencies. I don't care how you term it.
Yeah, and I love that word. That word is just always, how you have a favorite word? I love that word, frequency. I mean, I love it. Anytime I hear it, I'm drawn right to it, no matter what context it's used in.
The more you hear it, the more frequently you experience it.
Yeah, there you go.
Frequency.
There you go, man. You just gave me 2 more words for that next, that next project, yeah.
More words too. Here we go. Good. So moving on to Reiki. Reiki occurred for me as a course and an attunement to master teacher level about 7 years ago. And that's from a Japanese doctor that went to the mountain and had an experience with God on a 21-day fast meditation, whatever it was that he did, and got struck on the forehead by lightning, and then all of a sudden all this information came into him. And so everybody has a different way of acquiring the information that we're working with.
Yeah.
My information came in after I took the Reiki course and the dowsing course, and it was during the Lionsgate portal area of July and August, and I completely invented my whole system from those 4 modalities, the combination of knowing those, into what I have as far as detecting energy levels and affecting them. So downloading from the universe is how we get inventions, is how technology gets expanded. The more people downloading, the higher our technology gets, wherever it comes from. Universe or terrestrial, whatever. So from Reiki, how I see that helped me was, one, it's a certification. It's a recognized certification level to allow me to do energy healing. But for me personally, it was the attunement that got me to up a level into higher frequencies, to operate at higher frequencies, and to feel it and to direct it, and understand that when I felt it and redirected it, it had impact. It also had impact when I did Qigong, but I wasn't as well versed and knowledgeable about it. I had a son that went to basic training, and he had a really bad sprain on his ankle, and he sent me pictures of it. And I knew white light, and I knew qigong. I said, well, the only thing I can do is do qigong on the picture in the phone for his ankle. He was all swollen, bruised. So I started pulling out energies from that and cutting away stuff, and then moving the energies and re-impacting the energies, and then visualizing the white light helping to heal, because I knew that helped too. And in one day he was back out on a 20-mile road march with a 70-pound backpack.
Well, I got to say something about Reiki real quick. It takes somebody that really knows what they're doing, because I've had people, years ago I'd have people all the time, oh, you're not feeling good, I'm going to send you some Reiki, I'm going to send you some Reiki from all over the world, and I'd be like, yeah, sure. And man, sometimes I think it would mess with me, and I got to thinking that, man, I really ought to be careful with who I let send it to me, though, right, or no?
As a general rule, it should be safe, because they can't do any harm. They're not allowed to do any harm.
Must have been in my head then.
Let me ask you something. How would you rate your car mechanic on a scale of 1 to 10?
You mean like, oh man,
how good are they? How good? Have you been through some mechanics that weren't so good, and then you got better mechanics?
Yeah. You mean like the karma? Oh, I thought you were asking about like my karma. What did you say about how did you ask that about the karma?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your car mechanic?
My car mechanic? Oh, man, I'd say about I don't know, maybe a 7, yeah.
Okay. So would you rather have somebody work on your car that's a 7, or somebody that works on your car that's a 3?
Well, I'd rather have a 7, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so let me go back to the Reiki. Reiki, anybody who is an energy healer has a proficiency at what they're doing. Any job you have has a proficiency of what they're doing. And you can rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. Well, because I can read energies, I can also read the level of ability that any person has in their position.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10. So, in answer to your question, the people that you've been through that were Reiki masters or practitioners probably only had about a level of a 3.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because these weren't people that professed to be masters at it. They were just like random people on Facebook or whatever back in the day. Oh, tell them I'm not feeling too good. Oh, I'm sending you Reiki. Like I'm just sending. But they would say it just randomly, like it was like a catchphrase to say. So yeah, that makes sense, man.
Okay, so when I detect people say, well, how good is this person at Reiki? Well, I don't know. Let me find out. 1, 2,
okay.
3. So they're a level 3. I have to take a quick bathroom break. Is there any way to
yeah, go ahead. I got to plug a couple things. So, man, go ahead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense about the Reiki, though. Okay, all right. Yeah. Reiki, don't lose that number. Yeah, exactly. Why we take... Yeah, Steely Dan. Why we take a break? This break is brought to you by Gatorade. That thirst quencher for the deep down body thirst, because as we know, Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst. People under 40 are going to be like, what the hell is that about? That used to be their jingle when I was growing up. Okay, so we had a whole bunch of technical glitches. Look, it took us an hour to get on. I couldn't get on. So, man, I had to really rig something up to get on here. The first few minutes of it were kind of sketchy. There's a lot of information that he has, man. I mean, it may take a couple episodes to get it all out. We'll see where it goes. You're listening to the Larry Locken 1 channel at Pleiadian Express Productions /YouTube. Okay, in association with the Larry Locken 2 channel at the Pleiadian Light Grid Project /YouTube. Okay, they both have pages on Facebook. Palladium Express Productions and Palladium Light Grid Project. There's also a really smaller channel we haven't really done much with. There's 3 channelings by me with the Arcturians on there, and then there's one talk show that I did with a former co-host of mine on here, Jane Hermstad. By the way, Jane's coming back. We're going to do a show next week. Be the first time in 9 years her and I have been on air together. So there's that channel. That's called the Arcturian Crystalline Grid Project. That also has a Facebook page. You can also find me you can find me at Instagram, you can find me at TikTok, both at rockandlarrylocken.com. Same thing with WhatsApp. I'm on Skype at Larry Locken. I'm on Pinterest, believe it or not. Yay, Pinterest, I mean, I usually just check them out for recipes, but I went ahead and start putting some stuff on there as well, Let's see, what else? I'm not on X, for me, I don't like the energy. So, hey, are you back?
I am back.
Hey, man, how's it going? All right, man. Hey, all right, man. I got out what I needed to say. So, yeah. Where were we, by the way? We were talking about Reiki.
Reiki.
Right.
Don't lose that number.
Yeah, it's the only one you want. I know. You might use it if you feel better when you get it home. Yeah, when you get it home.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so the ability to get me up into those frequencies so I could operate. And know that I have a chance to affect people. So when we did the qualifications, the request was to do 50 practice sessions before you could actually start charging anything for doing the service for anybody. So a lot of it was for my dog, our family dog. It wasn't my dog, it was my son's and my wife's dog. And then he eventually got sicker and sicker and sicker, and then I kept giving him energies. And it was like once every 3 weeks, and then become, 2 weeks, and then it was like every 3 days, and then every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lot of practice, and I practiced on other people. But the other instruction was practicing on yourself. And when I sent you that chart for the self hands,
mm-hmm.
of rubbing your hands together till they're warm and tingling.
Right.
And then after you're using a qigong, I teach people about making their own qi ball. And if you have a sore spot, if it's the neck or the shoulder or wherever,
mm-hmm.
you put that qi ball on there, and it's going to help take the pain away. So teaching people to not self-medicate, but self-energize.
Right.
So you don't want to be taking a pill to take the pain away, and it's comes back the next day. So we
mm-hmm.
want to have the energy start working on higher functioning level of each thing that's causing the pain, whether it be a muscle or a joint or a tendon or cartilage or whatever it is, or if you got a blockage in the arteries, you want to know that your energies are creating a flow of positive influence on the body. You want to go back to homeostasis. That's the original state when we're born, of the body being perfect and perfectly capable of healing itself. We've had too many things bombarding us with toxins and
mm-hmm.
EMFs and everything else that, and of course, the low energies in our home or work.
Oh, yeah, right.
They don't know about that. They just know about the other things. So the more you can affect the energy flow through Qigong, through Reiki, through white light, you're activating your own immune system. That's the key. So moving from Reiki to dowsing is...
there we go. Okay, yeah. I was waiting for that. Okay.
Detecting.
Mm-hmm.
That actually was used more in the 30s by the Germans to detect areas to find precious metals in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So they would use their dowsing rod, which started off dowsing for water with willow branches.
Mm-hmm.
And so for some reason the willow branches had ability to change. Well, if you have a porch that has a piece of wood and it's treated and it stays straight, and then the treatment goes away and then the sun bakes it, and then the water gets in it, and it goes back and forth, and all of a sudden it gets dried out, and then it folds up. Okay, so it reacts to the energy of heat and light and water.
Okay.
So obviously the willow branches could detect water flow, whether it was from the water itself or it was sensitive to the energy flow that the water created, which is more like what the dowsing tools do. They detect the flow of energy, frequencies, where they're at. They give you a direction, they give you a point, and then they give you a direction of where it's coming from, where it's going to.
Okay.
So using that technology in energy forms, then I'm applying it to intentions, consciousness intentions, and saying, okay, here's what I'm looking for. So in Reiki, we learn distance healing as far as using a surrogate.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of bordering on that thing with the voodoo doll and you're poking.
Yeah. I tried it before.
The good part is the acupuncture, acupressure, and following the meridian of the body, the flow, those electrons get in alignment and they flow in a certain direction. So we're following the flow of the energy in a body, and we're finding blockages where they're not flowing.
Okay. And
so that's how the dowsing is able to detect certain levels. Well, I kind of increased the expanse, the vastness of the ability to read, to where I can read a level of energy on anything. I mean, it could be an exercise ball, which actually has virtually no energy.
Right.
Move it. It's kinetic energy. Physics, and then you got metaphysics where spirits move things on you like that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You got quantum physics where it's using the consciousness and the positive desire and tools that read the energies and affect the energies.
Man, it seems like the Nazis were real big into a lot of this stuff, weren't they? I mean, just on a side note, you mentioned that, that thing with the Germans in 1930. It seems like they were really, I would imagine they probably were even using some form of Reiki too,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I haven't studied it, but
me neither.
I'm sure they had other things with dowsing. Because the dowsing rod is not the only tool that's used in dowsing. You've got the pendulum.
Yes,
and the pendulum most people know about, and primarily is when a lady's pregnant and they want to find out before they had testing, they want to find out if it's a boy or a girl, and so they would say, okay, they would teach the pendulum to say, okay, go north and south if it's a boy, go east and west if it's a girl, and so that's, and if you don't know, then the undetermined or inconclusive is a circle.
Okay.
So those are the things that you can use for yourself just to find things out. Muscle testing is all it is.
Okay.
You're asking your subconscious, your higher conscious, your higher self, and the universe. They work together up there in the informational superhighway of the universe in the language of frequencies. So that's how the frequencies get through. I'm channeling, not challenging. I'm channeling those frequencies.
Yes.
And they're channeling through me to the dowsing rod, and I'm able to determine levels of anything that I ask. And I create my own charts. 0 to 10, 0 to 50, 0 to 20, whatever. And you can use physical charts for people as far as the organs or the muscle structure or the lymph system, and you can use the pendulum to pinpoint where the problem is. If it's in the shoulder, it's going to draw away from the other areas. It's going to draw into the shoulder, and you move it away, and it wants to go back. You just feel the drawing power of the energy, pulling it back to the point of pain.
Okay. Okay.
So you could use that pendulum over a chart
Right.
and use. I was getting to um, the Reiki thing of using the surrogate. So using the surrogate, you're able to find sources or send energy to a person through pretending that little teddy bear, stuffed teddy bear, is the person you're sending it to across the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you're finding things on that surrogate that you can send energies to, and that surrogate acts as the person, and you send energies through that surrogate to the person.
Okay.
And that's what I'm basically doing when I'm doing charts of from home to work to pet to your life force energy level to your chakras, and I've gotten it even further to almost a full energy health workup. You know, like go in for a checkup.
Mm-hmm.
This is an energetic checkup of all the functions of your body, basically, and I can get into pH balance and hydration levels, and then I also get into vagus nerve, which is a key factor in all of our. It's the parasympathetic system that controls all body functions and organs, and when damaged, it creates health issues. And those damages come from the low energies of the earth, but also from injuries, infections, surgeries, trauma, stress, early childhood stress, trauma events, and even COVID. So the vagus nerve starts at the back of the head. It goes to the base of the spine on the right side, and it's the main meridian, main vein of controlling everything. If somebody has a digestive problem, it's more than likely a damaged part of the vagus nerve.
Okay.
So I detect the energetic level of the vagus nerve. I also detect how functioning it is. And if it's at 60%, then it tells me that their vagus nerve is damaged 40%, and that we have to send energy so that the body can help the vagus nerve heal. That's how it works.
Yeah.
That all started from the low home energies. Everything, all disease is basically caused, the source is from low energies coming from the earth. That's my theory.
Yeah.
And it
sounds logical.
Time and time again, it never fails.
Yeah,
you say it's right spot on.
Right.
It is. It's right spot on.
Yeah. It just reaffirms it every time for you, doesn't it? I mean, you know, every time you want to doubt it, there it is, man.
Hundreds of cases of people and reading, and that's the first thing I read is, what's your home level? What's your work level?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I read. Well, you got issues because your energy level of your home is under 11. Could be 9, could be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. And if you're living in a condition that's 0 or below, you're not going to live very long.
Well, it don't sound like it, man. That sounds,
sorry.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, really. Do you run into that ever, though? I mean, do you run into that low? Yeah, well, man, I bet that.
The energy that I can affect.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 50 on people. Here's how the scale runs. A 40 to 50, your spirit, your mind, and your body are working synergistically to self-heal.
Okay.
From 40 to 50. From 30 to 40, the spirit kicks out. Now you're just left with the mind and the body for self-healing purposes. When you go below 30, you go 20 to 30, the mind kicks out. Okay. Now you have the body, it's still pretty good at self-healing, but things are getting a little shaky, getting a little rocky. Pain's coming in, anxieties are coming in, any numerous things. But you get below 20, and the body's not capable of doing all of that anymore.
Wow.
So it needs help. So where do we go for help? Medical field.
Absolutely.
Pain field.
Yeah, I know that one.
So there's a line of demarcation here. 13 is that point where the body just totally can't handle much of anything. So you're totally dependent on the medical system for assistance. But what happens when you get meds? They are acidic. Acid causes inflammation. Inflammation causes pain. Pain causes the adrenals to kick up.
Mm-hmm.
The adrenaline also is acidic.
Yeah, man,
So
pain
now
pills
you're on
do
the
that too,
downward
man.
spiral.
Yeah.
How are you going to get out of it?
Yeah, it's... Yeah, you know...
Proper diet, exercise,
Right.
sleep, thought patterns, habits. You got to change everything in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, the pain
And
pills make it worse, man. Yeah. The pain pills make the pain worse because it seems like it made... You talked about the inflammation. I had a bad problem with painkillers, a terrible problem, and it just seemed like my pain would get worse and worse and worse, and like my body would feel inflamed, and I'd more and more and more. Of course, my tolerance was going up in my brain too, but it seems like the more you take, the more pain you're actually in, really, when you're not on them, you know?
Well, it's blocking the sensors to the brain, and so it doesn't help the problem. It makes the problem worse because it's not being helped. The source of it is not being helped.
No.
Something is not getting proper energy.
Yeah.
You're not feeding the body enough energy. There's a block there, and it's continuing to build up more and more, and that's going to spread out and cause more issues. If your pH goes down to 5.5 on your interstitial fluids in your body, those interstitial fluids have to support the bloodstream, which is at a standard 7.365 alkaline. So if your body fluids drop from 7 to 6.5 to 6, heading down towards 5.5, you're going to have more inflammation, more pain, more degenerative diseases are going to start cropping up, and there's 100 of those. And everybody, it's going to end up with cancer. Everybody who has cancer is at 5.5 interstitial fluid pH. That's acidic.
Okay.
That's the danger point. That's a line of demarcation. You're not going to go lower than that without dying. So people who have cancer are always at 5.5. So the first thing I do is because those energies that are higher than 11 will infuse alkalinity into the body.
Okay.
And the ones lower infuse acidity into the body. That's where it's all starting. But when you're that low and you have pain, you're going to make the wrong decisions. You're not going to be drinking alkaline water. You're going to be drinking Gatorade. That's going to add.
I'm having one now.
Gatorade is 4.5. That's lower than 5.5.
Yeah.
You are driving your pH down by drinking Gatorade. What's worse is cola sodas, 2.5. What's worse than that? Battery acid, 1.5.
Oh, great.
Okay, so what you feed your body. So if you're going to walk around drinking 6 Cokes or Pepsis or whatever, Mountain Dews in a day, your liver's going to go, for one, kidney's going to go, but, your acid is affecting the body. Everybody has their weak areas and the strong areas. So whatever the weak areas is going to be affected first, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. So the people that are whacked out in their mind, their brain is acidic. It's changing the chemistry of their brain. You don't need to go to a doctor to change the chemicals they're going to inject into you. No, you need to change your diet.
Yeah, man, I think I'm just drinking my last Gatorade, man. Between what you told me before the show about it now, I mean, I already knew that, but you just reaffirmed it, and yuck, okay,
So it's a matter of education and finding the right things in the right proportions. Always moderation is the best,
right?
But overdoing it in anything is going to affect the body.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. But as humans, it's really hard for us to, do anything. A lot of us to do anything in moderation, especially like people that have addictive natures, like myself. And I'm starting to find it.
So where does the addictive nature come from?
Right.
It comes from the low home energies and the low earth energies at home and work.
Makes sense.
Also from society, who's been promulgating, preaching, and programming in. This is what, if you start feeling this way, this is what you need to do. This is how we're going to label this as what? A disease? A malfunction? A malady? we're addicted to what? We should be addicted to our health.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
right.
so
But
those terminologies are introduced by the society as a whole.
mm-hmm.
And we have to reprogram the brain, rewire the brain into new programs, into thinking addiction is just a name. It's just a word.
Mm-hmm.
Why buy into it? Why associate with it? Why buy it? Why own it? We're not supposed to own those things.
No.
You're supposed to just observe it without judgment. Observe, okay, I have those tendencies of doing this. How can I get out of them?
Mm-hmm.
Not how can I own them and make them worse?
You know, you mentioned fibromyalgia earlier. I was diagnosed with it. You know, it's usually, typically in the medical field, it's typically a female thing. There's more females with it than men. I have it. And basically what a doctor told me was that it's just something that they say when they can't figure out why you're having chronic pain, is what he told me. Is that fibromyalgia is...
Yeah,
but it's real,
so
man.
many associations with other things.
Yeah.
But if you really get back down to the basics of it,
yeah,
it's over acidity.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
And remember
Yeah.
that damage to the vagus nerve also causes damage elsewhere that we call anxiety,
Mhm.
stress overload. You know, stress causes acid.
Yeah.
And there you go.
It resonates.
There's the downward slide. Acid down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no
And
question.
we add to it by what we do. You know, oh, I think I'm going to make myself feel better by going out on a alcohol binge.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, well,
yeah,
guess
right.
what? It comes back the next day tenfold.
No, God, man, totally. I know. It's just... Yeah, we're our own worst enemy sometimes. You know, it is programming. It's really not... It's rough sometimes to get out of that. And we've got a medical system that doesn't really... I mean, you know, they don't look at any kind of alternative healing or what they call alternative healing to... You know, they just kind of... Yeah, it's a money thing, man, totally. But we, you know, that's a given, of course.
What I'm happy about is the ascension process, and we're going to have a different changing world. The whole medical system is already broken, but it's going to be dismantled.
Yeah, well,
And
I think so too.
The new medical system is actually what I am doing.
Yeah, we need more centers like you're talking about. I wanted to open up one here. My ex-wife and I had an idea for a name for one that did holistic healing, and of course a little shop that sold crystals and running brooks of water, like the sound coming through. Like you were talking about that place in Sedonia. I was just like starting to daydream about mine someday, man. We need more of those everywhere because really you have to go to the major cities to find those. You know what I mean? I know Sedonia's got one, but in Phoenix, I know somebody out of there.
Filtering back in. Now you start seeing them in strip malls, and now you start seeing it as IV centers, where they're giving you IV of liquid minerals.
Okay.
They're giving you injections of liquid minerals. And then you have all the other tools that I've researched that I have worked with off and on, from red light therapy, the photon things, the PEMF, vibrational electronic therapy devices, the beds and the devices and all that kind of thing. And then you've got infrared saunas. That, to me, that's one of the best healing devices out there.
Yeah,
if you don't have an energy healer to help you out, go to an infrared sauna.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
It's a little infrared light that you put over your wrist or your shoulder or wherever, and you heat the area with infrared. That's a healing frequency. Okay,
I see. Yeah. I'm just there's going to have to be a way to get this out to the rural areas and things like that. But you know the distance healing like you do, that can kind of help that. We can have like little satellite operations. I'm already analyzing in my mind how this is going to work out in a new system. You know, how we're going to get it out there to the smaller communities and stuff. But
yeah, it's like you're getting little pockets of wellness things, and each one has their own. You got the vibroplate thing going on, and you got the cold plunge after the cryotherapy after the sauna, and they're offshoots from gyms, from trainers,
Yeah.
physical trainers,
Okay.
and then they combine with physical therapists and massage therapists, and then at the top of the ladder you've got the naturopathic doctors, and then you have a whole plethora of all these other layers
Okay.
of actual physical healers, natural therapy with devices, and now they're trying to introduce some of these devices to the doctors to pull them away from prescribing so many meds.
I figured it was something like that. Yeah, I figured, but you would just start. I figured in my mind, but I couldn't describe it. I figured it would be something like that. It's like a structured like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
And then the problem is like the chiropractors broke through it. They can take insurance. Insurance is the nucleus, is the key. I mean, you have to pass through that barrier in order to collect on the system money.
Oh yeah.
So that you're not always into private pay, because the private pay you just can't expand. You have to count on the influx of insurance accepting it and paying it.
Oh, of course.
So they've broken through it, and it's coming through as far as acupuncture. You could even Humana, our Medicare supplement, recognizes that.
Yeah.
It's getting toward and physical therapists, and they have all kinds of devices that they use, but they haven't acquired. You can even get a doctor's prescription for infrared sauna, but most people don't know that.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I had no clue, man.
Insurance to recoup the cost of buying a water ionizer machine.
Okay.
And that's not considered a medical device in America, but it is in Japan.
Right. Okay.
It is most of the rest of the world, but not in America, because you have to go through FDA, because FDA's in bed with who.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and those wonderful
insurance
people.
is like, okay, how am I going to, help this transition? Whose side am I on? If I go too much this way, am I going to get smacked out by who?
Well, yeah, you got to backdoor a lot of that stuff,
that's
man.
That's when the breakdown's going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to. It's breaking it down.
Well, you got a lot of people backdooring it to break it down. Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be a system, because it can't be 1 or 2 or 10 or 100 individuals. They have to group together to form their own. It's not insurance, it's assurance. Assurance for health. They have it in Japan. They have it in several parts of the world where in Japan the doctors get paid to keep the patients healthy. If they land in the hospital, they don't have to pay their doctor anymore.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, I mean, you would imagine what an incentive it would be then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's a reverse incentive.
Yeah. God, man, I just can't believe it.
It's the proper incentive, and we've got it all reversed.
Yeah, well, of course we do.
The way this system is.
It's the American way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's, wow. We really are, wow. What a schizophrenic society we live in, man. I mean, all these other countries.
Well, it causes self-doubt.
Oh, totally, man.
If you have doubt, what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to move forward with positive action for your own good.
Hell no, man. You'll be like caught in quicksand with bricks attached to you trying to move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, man. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have all these.
Let me read you something that I had in front of me. I thought it was going to be an opener, but it's more like a closer.
Okay.
It's my mission statement.
Okay.
My mission is to raise the vibrational frequencies of the collective.
Okay.
One person, pet, and home, and office at a time. To raise environmental energies that drain people.
Yeah.
And leave them unable to use their self-healing abilities, including their own mind. To eliminate the blockages of chakras, emotions, limiting beliefs that cause constricted energies and ultimately create diseases, not disease, diseases, affecting physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and wellness. To create an environment for expansion of energies, and development of raised level of consciousness. And I covered that. This is our destiny, and we have the means to bring peace, harmony, and healthy longevity to this world and be greatly rewarded for our efforts. That's the new system. I detect energy levels of places, people, and pets, and am able to raise those vibrational frequencies to set up an environment for perfect self-healing.
Beautiful.
I also teach others self-care and anti-aging techniques and tools. I've covered a lot of those.
Yep.
My energy healing modalities include white light therapy, Qigong, Reiki, and dowsing, combined uniquely to accomplish the healing mission and program that I have developed. I look forward to serving you all individually and as a group. These energy transmissions have successfully assisted other groups and businesses in expanding their own positive influence in the world. Enjoy the journey. What we didn't cover was how I can help people make decisions.
Okay. Well, you know, I'd like to... Yeah, go ahead.
So, it's very quick. Do you have product A or B or C that you're researching to buy? Which one is better? Do you know? Do you have to do a lot of research for that?
Sometimes...
If you know muscle testing, that helps you out a lot. But
okay.
as I cover it, it is, okay, A is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%. B is going to be 10, 15%. So that's 75. So
Okay.
C is going to be 10, 20, 25%. So which one would you go with? A, B, or C?
Well, it sounds like B, if I heard you right. B.
No,
A is the... Yeah, A. Sorry, man. A.
Yeah, B is 15 and C is 25.
I heard you wrong. I got to tell her, but I thought you said 75 on B. No, it'd be A, of course.
No,
yeah.
That leaves
No, not 15.
50 and 15 is 65.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 60 and 15 is 75. That's what 75 came from. So it left 25 unaccounted for, and that was accounted for by C.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I like that. That sounds like is that a mission statement you just read there? That was kind of like your mission statement, right? I like that. That was
my mission statement. Yeah.
Yeah. You think you could maybe shoot that to me sometime? Like, I mean, you know, after we're done, because what I'd like to do with that actually is I'd like to put that when I post this stuff. I'd like to actually put that part too in the comment section. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we could, exactly, man. But we, like I told people, man, hey, man, this guy probably has a couple, several shows to cover all of his knowledge. We didn't touch on a lot of things. I remember telling him when we were trying to prepare this, I'm like, man, you're giving me 2 shows worth of information. Now we got 3 shows, and yeah, he's got a lot of wealth of knowledge, man. It's incredible. So I would hope that, I would love to have you back on again. Hey, can you tell people, like, if they might want to find you on, Facebook, or where they could get a hold of you at? This would be your chance to let them know. How do they get a hold of Bruce Martin?
My Facebook profile is Bruce Martin,
Yep.
Bruce. No middle initial. Martin, Martin. And I think it's at 5839.
Okay.
You'll see me in a yellow and blue jacket in front of angel wings.
Yeah.
That's how you'll see my profile picture.
Well, it's also the thumbnail of this too, man. I threw it for a loop. I changed the dragon, dude. Yeah, so I put this in there. So yeah.
So that's a recognizable thing when you type in Bruce Martin for the search. And then my Facebook page is under my business, which is Waterworks Wellness Center.
Okay, and I think that's on your timeline. Is that kind of under your? I think I saw. Yeah. Okay.
It's in the timeline.
Okay.
And then I have another website for my healthy alkaline Kangen water to get machines.
Okay, what's it called? Excuse me. What's the website, my friend?
It's it's under, okay, it's the, um,
Yeah, if you don't have it off the top of your head, man, because
if there's Bruce Martin .yourbodyiswater.com.
Your body. Okay, because these are all going to be in the links that he just mentioned. They're all going to be in the description. I'm gonna edit all this, wait for it to cycle through, and I will go ahead and put the links he mentioned. His page, his website, his Facebook timeline. It'll all be in the links to this page or this page to the show. God, it's been a long day, man. Lots of technical glitches, and now I'll get a chance to see that clearing you did for me earlier. Now I'm gonna get a chance to really see what it did for me, because I really didn't. I was so in stress mode, and with all the technical difficulties we had. So hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, Bruce. I really appreciate you, and let's hope to have you back on again. Yeah.
Thank you, Larry. I'd love to come back anytime, and you'll dig into specific details more expansively.
Yes.
And maybe people can ask questions about certain things. And if somebody, I don't know if we can ever do a live to where I'm actually detecting somebody's home level, so they understand where they're at.
Well, what we'll do is, what we'll do is we'll put that when we do the event for that one. I mean, it'll be in big bold letters. We'll put that in there that, to ask people to go ahead and write in the comment section. And I have them up right here. I don't have any right now, but we'll go ahead and put that in the next show description. All right, my friend. All right, well, I think I told everybody where they can find me. You can go to Facebook and find me on my timeline at Larry Locken. I'm the guy with rainbows shooting off of me. Don't pick the white-haired guy with a beard. That's my old man. That's Larry Locken Sr. You can also, I can hear him in the microwave. He's messing with the microwave right now. You hear that beep? The aliens aren't here.
By the way, do not use the microwave. It kills your food content. There's no nutrient value left over it.
Oh, I don't personally.
When you have supplements in your room, those supplements will be canceled out.
Okay, yeah, I use the stovetop. He's don't. You trying to convince him would be like, no. Okay, you can also find me I mentioned it earlier, like right here. We're at the Larry Locken 1 channel. That's at Pleiadian Express Productions /YouTube in association with the Larry Locken 2 channel at Pleiadian Light Grid Project /YouTube. And, go to my timeline, and I'm on Instagram, and I mentioned before, TikTok, Rockin' Larry Locken. I'm on Skype, Larry Locken. I'm even on Pinterest, yay! And, Larry Locken there, Rockin' Larry Locken there. And, and everywhere and anywhere, but nowhere at all, folks. All right, with that being said, here's a big dating game kiss, cosmic kiss, and we're out. Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Let me get off here and we'll talk. Okay, so, yeah, man. So